Hi. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about a topic that can be sometimes hard to navigate, and that is desensitizing your horse. It's a fine line of creating confidence in your horse with something that might be kind of scary and overdoing it to the point where they're now dull and non-responsive or ignoring whatever it is that you're desensitizing them to. I think a good horse should be confident at whatever you bring to them, but they should also be, curious enough that even if they've seen that object 1,000 times, they're still going to check it out. If I get a horse in sometimes that's been already worked with and they've already been desensitized, it can make my job a lot harder because I spend a lot of time now resensitizing that horse to whatever it is. And I find that those horses tend to be a little bit more checked out of me and what I'm trying to do with them, and more attentive on the outside. And I don't think that's because of the desensitizing as much as it is that we've just done so much of one thing that they completely have glazed over and they have no interest in us anymore, and they're looking for their buddies or the way out of the arena. So it's really important to avoid overdoing the desensitizing and definitely work towards introducing things, building confidence with them, and not making a big deal out of them. So not making a big deal out of them by over desensitizing, and not making a big deal out of them by maybe if you're leading or riding your horse and there's a scary flag over there that's flapping and your horse is really focused on it, I wouldn't necessarily take my horse over and show that to him or make a big deal about approaching it, but rather maybe would work him around it instead, move his feet a little bit, take his attention off of it, and then as he got more comfortable and confident near it, little bits, I would ask him just to stand and rest near that object, but not making a big deal about it. It's, I think, maybe a little bit misunderstood that we want to take them over and show them that it's not a big deal and that it's safe, but in doing that we're creating more of a problem and more of a monster with our horse in objects that might be scary. The same goes with say you had your flag out for the first time. Say you had a horse that was really bothered by this. It can be pretty scary. I want to build the curiosity first before I go chasing after him with it to desensitize him, okay? Notice the difference in my horse's face here. There's worry. She's a little bit annoyed with me. And as I do more of this to her, she's going to tune me out. She's going to resent what I'm doing. Whereas when I approach her over here and I say, what is this thing? I might show her gently, but I'm not going to chase her with it. And I certainly am not going to get to the point where she has to tune me out and glaze over, and now my horse is oversensitized. I've lost all that sensitivity in her. Always build the curiosity. And with that, you're going to build confidence. You're going to build a partner that wants to come see what you're doing and be involved in what you're doing. We're giving them the feeling that we understand that they're living beings and that they also, may or may not want to do something. It might not be scary to us. It could be a whole different other thing to them. So be aware of that. Be aware of the way you're approaching and how much you're doing. How much is too much? Well, like I showed you a second ago, that's too much. And so doing that over and over again to the point where your horse is tuning you out is definitely not the route you want to go. Building curiosity, showing from there that maybe I could go to some touch, And when I'm doing this touch, I want to be aware of my rope length so that I'm not getting myself in a dangerous spot. Try the legs. I always come back to the nose to check in. Nice. And I really like it if she's going to engage with whatever it is that I'm showing her a little bit, just a little bit of draw towards it. Now I'll do the same thing when I come to the other side. I'm going to show her, build a little curiosity. Come in. She was a little worried there when I came to her. Show her again. What's that? You know what that is. Okay, come in here. So during this whole time, you're going to notice that she has an ear on me. She's paying attention to the flag. She's not totally worried about it, but she's not totally tuned out either. And this is something that she has seen 1,000 times. I use the flag on her when I'm riding. You know, she's been what I would consider desensitized to it, or I've built her confidence with this tool, but she's not so used to it or so tuned out of it that she ignores it completely. So, you know, she knows when I'm approaching her with energy where I want her to move her feet, but she knows when I'm approaching her and I'm just showing her the difference, and I'm maintaining that curiosity in the item. So be aware whenever you're desensitizing your horse that there is a fine line of keeping some type of sensitivity in him for future training purposes. A horse that's oversensitized is going to be really hard to move his feet, doing groundwork or even in the round pen. It's going to be very hard to get his attention because he's so used to ignoring whatever it is that you're doing. So the key takeaway here is to build your horse's confidence, build his curiosity, keep him engaged, and not dull his senses. We definitely want to introduce things, but we don't want to overdo it. I'm very curious to see how your horse reacted. So please let me know in the comments. Was your horse needing more desensitizing? What did you do with him? Or did you find that maybe your horse was a little dull in areas and you had to spice it up a little and pique his interest? And so thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.